Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going now.
I had sex last night by myself.
That's the best one.
Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Are we on?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're gonna start this like no jumper. Always starts. Are we live? Are we live? What's going on, everybody? Gang, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Look at I got fucking alien eyes. All right. Any motherfucking way. Let's get to it. Happy motherfucking Wednesday, everybody. Cheers if you got them.
Yeah.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Yeah. And this is and together with the Basement Weirdos, and this is the 4G Audio Podcast, baby. Gang, gang. Let's get it. Yeah.
You already know.
We have a guest. He might be late. We'll see what's up, see what's going down. We'll introduce him when the time comes, you know. Funny thing, just real quick, I have to say is just on that note, on mentioning artists. Remember before we were always like, we won't mention the artist, you know, like whatever, in case anything happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like we ended up being like, fuck it, whatever. Like we'll mention it. We won't go out of our way, but we will mention it if it comes up, whatever. And then the other night I was listening to No Jumper, and they're like, yeah, fucking. He's like, I don't really like saying shit. He's like, because you know, you never know what happens, right? Like something could come up or whatever, and like it changes, and so I hate mentioning who's on the show and shit.
Yeah.
But so it's just funny because he's talking about one of the things that we have talked about.
Yeah.
Which is the running theme there with
I was
No
gonna
Jumper.
say. Yeah. I was gonna say we've talked about that a lot.
I guess it's a common problem though, right? Like, especially when you've got like a lot of things going on, you know? Schedules don't always line up, and sometimes it doesn't happen, but
it's like next Wednesday, the guy we have for next Wednesday, whenever I asked him, he's like, yeah, man, cool. He's like, but like, could you hit me up closer to the date? Like, let me know. And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, for sure, man. He's like, I got a lot going on. I'm like, yeah, I got you, man.
Totally. But yeah, I hope that one comes through for sure.
Fucking right. And a little little hint, I was talking to Pat today.
Yeah.
He actually hit me up because he hit me up to fucking, because I put a comment on his post, and he hit me up regarding that, and so I was like, well, I have you here, man. I'm like, fuck. So we got talking and shit. So that might happen.
Nice.
That'd be
I know I just said
fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know I just said not to say those things, but it's not confirmed yet. We were talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck yeah.
Right on.
Did we have somebody that wanted to call in, or what was the?
We did, yeah. So I guess we do got a bit of an open window if that caller still wants to do that.
Yeah. Did you give him the link?
Hit us up. We could, yeah. I could do that.
I get it.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And I guess while we're waiting,
he's probably watching.
Yeah, he probably is for sure. He knows what's up. But yeah, we're just gonna say if you're new to the podcast here and you like what we're doing, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, because we need those. We need those subs to get up there, you know.
Yeah, man. So actually, fucking, I forgot to mention that. I feel like I got off to a weird start there. I was just like winging it, but
that's how
you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me though, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Just making sure I'm like on another page here, but yeah, no, I forgot to mention that because it's a thing. I was talking to Bully Zone and Yardy on their live earlier today about it a little bit. I was kind of saying like we're getting our views and shit up and our time up like that, but we got to get our subscribers up, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it'll help us more than you think. Hit the fucking little bell button too. Get those notifications. So every time we go live like this, you'll be like, holy shit, me too.
The boys are live.
Yeah, and who knows? You could be a random fucking guest. You never know.
That's right.
You could just, you know.
That is true.
Call us someday.
Yeah, hang out with the boys. Talk to the boys. But yeah.
So yeah, fucking light up, pour up, fucking whatever you're doing, walk your cat.
Yo, like whenever I see people walking cats, man, I'm always like, what are you doing?
I think it's the craziest nonsense.
My buddy was just saying the other
good
day.
for them though, but like,
I mean, like, just let your cat go outside. Like, it'll come back on its own.
Well, depends where you live, but
I guess, I mean,
those what do you call them? Those fucking tornado sharks could get them.
Yeah. Man, where I'm from, they fucking call up in the car to get warm. They call up in your motor and shit to get warm in the middle of the night.
True.
And whenever you go out and start your car, you don't have a cat anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was at the gas station the other day, and some dude pulled up at the pump next to me, and he's getting out of his car, and he's all mad and shit, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And he opens his hood, and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like over on the other side, and I can't really see what he's looking at. But he's like, there's fucking something living in my engine, man. And he starts like pulling out all these like leaves and fur chunks and shit. He's like, I think there's a fucking there's a squirrel in here. I'm like, oh,
that's crazy.
Best of luck with that, bud. Like, he's like talking to me. He's like, there's fucking something living in here. I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? Like,
oh, that's great. Man. No, shout out to CRB who just hit us up in the comments.
Hey.
Go gang. I was actually just telling fucking Fraser Image just about that. I don't know, was it him? Yeah. I forget. He'll tell us in a minute. But whoever it was, we were talking about battles anyways. And I was like, yo, dude, there's already fucking rap battles in this bitch, you know?
Yeah.
But just on that fucking note with the cars though, I had a buddy. His house was actually haunted. I don't think it was his house. I think it was him. That's a whole other story in itself.
Like, he was haunted?
But yeah, I think the ghost followed him around. His mom was like pretty sure the ghost followed them around. But anyways, like I said, that's a whole other story. But fucking, he had this little fucking Honda Civic, and so it had like the fucking cold air intake, like it's got like the big fucking pipe with the fucking filter on the end, and so his car was running like shit. But he was getting ready to like put it away for the winter and shit. So he just dealt with it like running like a bag of shit. And whatever, you know, he's like, I'm putting it away in a week, whatever. So then it snowed or something, or it got real cold or whatever. So he put it in the garage and he left it there. And he went out to like start it up. And it wouldn't start. He's like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, I gotta pull this all apart and figure out what's going on. Something's wrong with my car. And he fucking checked everything. You know, he's checking for spark. He's fucking fuel pumps running. Like, everything's going. Like, why the fuck isn't his car running? What the fuck's going on? And he pulls the intake off, and it was jammed full of dog food.
Dog food?
And yeah, and he thinks so it was a mouse or a rat or whatever. Yeah. And it was storing the shit, or even a fucking a squirrel or something, I guess. But he thinks it, like, obviously it was storing that shit, you know?
That's where the term squirreling things away comes from.
Yeah, fact. Imagine like squirrels made like preserves and shit. Like, they're out there making like pickled stuff, or like, you know, like jarring up shit. They're making peanut butter and shit.
That's some next level squirrels.
I always think about, though, like, if humans acted, or if vice versa, if animals acted like humans, or if humans acted like animals. Like, imagine we acted like dogs. Like, I was at a buddy's house, and he's got two dogs. One of them's like a little dog, and then the other one's like a big dog. And they already, like, you know, play and have fun and shit, but their buddy brought a dog over. That fucking dog, it was like a in-between size, you know? It was like a beagle or whatever the fuck. and so it was like medium-sized dog. The fucking things, man, it runs out of the truck or whatever, and it starts chasing the other dog. So we're all standing in the fucking in front of the garage, in the mouth of the garage, we'll call it. But we're all smoking and drinking and swearing and shit. And these dogs are they'll run past us, and it'll be like the little dogs being chased by the big dog, and then like the medium dogs chasing all of them. Then a couple minutes later, it'll be like the little dog chasing all the big dogs, like, and it's back and forth. I'm like, dude, imagine we acted like fucking dogs. Like, I show up, I'm like, hey, like, Bisha, what's going on? Like, like, oh yeah, and then like we run around and shit, and then we like fight over toys and stuff like that, and
piss
like
on each other and shit.
Yeah,
or piss on each other's toys, I should say.
Then we start like getting all crazy for a second, you know.
Yeah. That'd be nonsense.
But then now, like I said, I think about it the other way. When you think of the squirrels being like people, making like fucking jarred nut mash.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jarred nut.
Peanut butter.
You know, I got some peanut butter right now, and fucking, I love that shit.
Do you prefer the?
Yeah, man, it is good.
Smooth?
It depends, I guess. It depends.
I think I agree.
I'm smooth
like,
all the way.
I
Really?
like smooth, but it depends, man.
Yeah, see, like I'm usually all about the smooth, and like that's usually all we like eat around here. But like, I saw the crunchy in the cupboard the other day. I was like, man, that's sick. So like, I eat that. But I will say that like sometimes I want the peanuts already mushed up for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like.
Hey man, I usually only ever buy smooth, but I'll eat the chunky peanut butter, man.
Yeah,
like,
if it's there, I'm not gonna say no, but you know.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it depends, dude. Because like if you like, I had this conversation with my old boss one time too. He's like, "You put butter on your peanut butter sandwich?" I'm like, "You're fucking right, I do. White bread, man. White bread, butter, peanut butter." He's like, "Yeah, fucking right." He goes back to work and he's doing like he's like a little bit older dude, right? He goes back to work. Well, it's fucking Tonto's dad or stepdad. Yeah. So anyways, he asked me that. I answered like, yeah, fucking right, cool, yeah. Quick conversation. He goes back to work, looks up at me, adjusts his glasses, goes, "Well, do you put butter on your bologna sandwich?" I'm like, "Fucking right, yeah, white bread, fucking butter, bologna." He's like, "Oh man," he's like, "that's the only way to fucking eat it, man." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking right." He's like, "I like this guy. I like this guy." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking right." But yeah, one of my buddies, he's like, I shouldn't say that. We used to be buddies, but he doesn't like mashed potatoes.
Potatoes?
Like at all. Yeah, like I don't think he likes potatoes at all, I guess. But but he doesn't like he'd rather eat like a piece of toast with nothing on it than toast with butter. Because he doesn't like butter. I'm like, what?
Okay.
And he's like, yeah,
dry.
man. He's like, yeah, and he's like, you know, when you're sick and you have like tea and like toast with butter. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I just have toast. Like it's just toasted bread. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy, man. So then he's like, you're probably one of those sick fucks that puts fucking butter on your peanut butter sandwiches. I'm like, yep.
What? Now what? You put butter on a peanut butter sandwich?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying with my old boss. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, do you put butter on your peanut butter sandwiches? Yeah.
My mom used to make them like that for me.
Yeah, but I mean,
when
like,
I was young,
not as like a
I don't
topping
like it
or
like
anything.
that
like
anymore.
you put like a skim of it, and then like even just on one side, and then you fucking just like pour all the peanut butter on there, and then like it's just, I don't know, man. There's just like it's the weirdest thing, but it's like there's a little bit of a difference.
There is. It tastes different.
Yeah.
I guess I've ever tried it.
I don't do it anymore. It's either just peanut butter or just butter.
Geez, sometimes I'll do like I'll put two pieces of toast down in the morning, and I'll fucking pull one out and like butter it, and then I'll put peanut butter on both of them, and then I have a little bit of both.
Not bad.
Or I'll have like sometimes I'll eat just one with butter and then one with peanut butter or whatever. But
I used to make peanut butter toasted sandwiches, so I just like toasted sandwiches. So I would just toast make two pieces of toast and just spread peanut butter on them and just slap them together.
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought you meant
eat it.
I thought you meant you toast the sandwich like afterwards.
Oh,
no.
Oh
yeah.
That's just what I called them all the time.
Me and my brother used to call. We used to do. My little brother. Shout out to Andrew. We used to do fucking like toast the bread and like butter it and then put like a cheese slice in the middle and like eat it as like just like a cheese sandwich. But we called them ghetto grilled cheese.
Yeah, totally. Let's ghetto grilled cheese for sure.
Yeah. Or you know what's a good tip though, man? You take the fucking the English muffins and you toast those because they get like really hot whenever you toast them.
Yeah,
throw like a little bit of butter on one side and then throw like a fucking couple Kraft singles in the middle or like one of those thick Kraft singles in the middle. And it by the time you like get eating it, it's like melted.
Yeah.
So it is like a grilled cheese kind of.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Good little
Speaking of food though.
Ghetto snack.
Food, shout out to KG, fucking homie hooked it up. I went and picked up some pizza and some wings, and he threw in a poutine for the boys.
Nice.
I did do a little bit of a poutine review. Either way, no matter what, this poutine review is coming out. It's gonna be funny because there's a little section in the middle of me doing like a fucking botched poutine review, but from New Year's. But it's gonna be good, I promise. Whatever. But yeah, shout out to KG because he hooked it up. Got some food and shit, and then he hooked me up with another bunch of certificates, gift certificates.
Oh, nice.
If you guys remember from the episode he was on, he gave us some gift certificates to hand out. I handed them out. Now I got some more. They only work at the Renfrew, the Milanos in Renfrew, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right on.
So, fucking Megan dropped the charges or what?
Did that happen?
Yeah, I heard something going on there.
But I don't know. So here's the thing: is I read a thing. I don't know if it was like it was one of the Ottawa things, like Cap City or like Ottawa Rap Stars or something like that. Posted a thing about it, and then they said, or then like everyone is commenting in it about like saying like, "Yo, she's gonna get like." She would get charged over this, right? Because she made like illegal or like false police allegations or whatever,
right? And
police report and shit. So then everyone was commenting that, and someone replied to one of the comments and was like, "No, but like apparently like it wasn't actually confirmed that she had dropped the charges, and then so it's not actually confirmed that she lied, I guess, or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
It's all hearsay at this point, I guess. I could have. This makes me sound really bad. I probably do this a lot on the show. Is that I probably should have like looked into it before bringing it up, but
because I've not been following it at all.
I did hear something about it, and it was along the lines of that. But at this moment, I can't like actually remember like the full story. But I do believe it's along the lines of something like that.
Oh yeah, for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about too, I just thought of that. Most people are probably tuned in.
Yeah, you said it like she was our friend or something. Yeah.
No, yeah.
So you heard Megan drop the charges.
Yeah, but yeah, for everyone that doesn't know, I like I said, I assume most people do know what's up. But Meg Thee Stallion is a rapper, and she where the fuck's she from, anyways?
I don't know
Atlanta?
where she's from actually. She does seem like she'd be from Atlanta.
But like, so Meg Thee Stallion fucking made allegations that Tory Lanez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I had a buddy. I don't know if it was me. I don't know which way I said. I think I used to say Tory Lanez or something like that, or vice versa, or he did or something. But anyways, but yeah. So Tory Lanez apparently shot her in the foot. And like I said, if you don't know the story, that's apparently what happened. But we're understanding that. Well, he put out that album saying like, didn't he say in the album like, "Yeah, I fucking did it" or something?
Oh, I don't know.
You definitely know more about the situation than I do, that's for sure.
Or I forget. Yeah, we touched on it before, but I think he was saying that he either was saying at some point that he did it, or he was saying like Oh, yeah. What he was saying was that he didn't do it. That's right. Sorry. And then, I don't know. But either way, now we're at the point where apparently people are saying that she dropped the fucking charges. I'm just going to fucking see what I can pull up here.
She's from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Trump.
Yeah, definitely have not been following this
No.
this situation. That's for sure. How long has this whole thing been going on for? It was like all last year.
Few months now, anyways. At least, yeah. It was in the summer. It happened, I believe, July or August, probably.
Okay, so, in a second tweet, Megan called fake news on reports that Tory's charges, which include a felony count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, a felony count of carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and for personal use of a firearm, were dropped. So she calls that fake news.
So they're not dropped then.
So she's still going for it, meaning that she's still, that he shot her, basically.
Yeah, so that was her second tweet. Her first tweet was like, at this point, I'm getting annoyed. Stop believing everything you read on the motherfucking internet. All right. So.
We'll figure out one way or another what happened.
Yeah, but, like, it's just funny because it's like, literally, we just, like, went in that circle live on the internet, and fucking, she was, like, the final statement of, like, you guys are dumb. But I will say though, whenever I first started this, I did say there was a comment where somebody replied and said, like, this isn't true or whatever. But point is you never know which way to go, especially when you see something that's a post that says one thing and then you see comments that say another thing. So then you're like, well, now I've just been told yes and no. Like,
yeah, the internet is just like a big giant game of fucking with like Chinese checkers or whispers or whatever the fuck it is.
Remember the year that they were telling everybody, they were saying that everybody, like, not everybody, but they were saying that people died and they didn't. Like, they're like, oh, fucking big, like, rest in peace Tom Hanks shit, and like Tom Hanks is like still alive.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like fake death things.
Maybe they did it on purpose. It's like beefs in the rap game. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's like, gather fucking 10,000 people and be like, yo, say that I fucking died. Be like, yo, just put out this shit, like, rest in peace. Make like 10 fake fucking articles and then share the fuck out of all of them.
Right.
See which one sticks.
I wouldn't doubt people doing that for sure.
Where's our boy, yo?
Yeah,
I just checked the IG to see, like, he hasn't replied to that message yet. So I think maybe at the very least, if he doesn't show up, we'll maybe play his most recent track for him.
Who's that? Oh, I meant I was talking about Fraser Amage, but yeah, that right. Too for sure. Yeah, we can do that though too. But yeah, yo. Also, I just want to take a moment too. Everybody, check out. I'm gonna try and do once a week. I think it falls on Tuesday now. But once a week, I'm going to play people's music. Send it to 4gaudio613@gmail.com. 4gaudio613@gmail.com. It's for me. But anyways, but yeah, so I'm going to try and do that. I think it's going to fall on Tuesdays. Bear with me. We'll get it going. You'll see.
It's going to be dope. Subscribe to see that shit.
That's fucking right. Yeah, I will
emails
say too,
in
we
the
got
comments.
Like 80-some minutes of, or 80-some% of our fucking views are
by non-subscribers.
Non-subscribers, yeah. Thank you. So hit that fucking big red button.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Or else we will stop the show.
We'll come and break your leg.
Yeah, we're going on strike. So this is a fucking topic I had for a daily joint to go on a rant, but you ever notice they fucking plow the fucking sidewalks for the snow and shit, and then people still walk in the middle of the goddamn road anyways?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Is that just like one of your pet peeves?
Definitely.
Well, it just today, I guess. It's mostly because I came around the corner and they were like dressed in dark, and it was dark, and it was like, it's one of the new streets behind No Frills, so there's like, the one spot has like no fucking light. So I came around the corner and I looked, and like I had to take my sunglasses off. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't have my sunglasses on. I'm joking. It was nighttime. But I looked and I'm like, holy shit! There's someone there, and I was like, fuck. As if they're walking in the middle of the road, and then I'm like, whatever. It's winter and shit. I looked over. I'm like, man. I'm like, I can see the sidewalk. I'm like, they fucking plowed the fucking sidewalk. Probably salted it and shit. But
definitely.
Nope, got to walk in the middle of the road. But like I said, it probably would have been better for a daily joint topic, so I'd go on a rant. But yeah. I find it's funny because like I find like there's like pedestrians are weird because like I've walked with people that are like, oh, they can wait for us or whatever, right? So they won't like hurry for people, which I get it. You have the right of way and stuff, and like you're not gonna like break a sweat or go out of your way for them to like get their way. But if you go, then like if you run, then that person can go, and then the people behind him can like get to go straight, and like traffic gets to flow through and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since we're on the fucking topic. But yeah, no, I just remember there was like this chick I knew, and she was just like so like, I'd run and she'd laugh at me. I'm like, well, like if that guy moves, because there's only like say he's turning left, but there's only one lane behind him, everyone's waiting for him, and it's like Main Street or something, you know. And it's like if we just like hustle real quick and get there before this guy starts to cross the street, then he can turn, and the 5 people behind him can like continue on their fucking day. But because like you want to just like saunter on or whatever.
You're just
I
get thinking about everything.
I get it too. Yeah, and sometimes, you know, like I'll look and be like, hurry the fuck up. Like whenever I'm driving and looking at a pedestrian, but then I'm like, okay, like they're like limping or they're trying to get their kid to go with them or whatever, you know, and I'm like, all right, like whatever, like do your thing, right? Like so at the same time, like you know, there's situations, but I mean if you're like a fucking normal healthy person and you can take 2 quick steps instead of fucking taking an hour, then do it.
I hear you.
I just fucking started going off on fucking pedestrians.
Fuck the pedestrians.
But, you know.
It's generally other drivers that piss me off while I'm driving more than it is the pedestrians, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, you know what pisses me off? People like the cops and just think they can fucking pull you over like whenever and shit.
Yeah.
They can't do that though.
Fuck.
I'm just joking. But yeah, actually, honestly, what's the thing? Oh, the thing I just saw the other day. It showed like someone driving in like the left lane, and then like a row of cars behind them, and it's like, should this be like an offense that like you should like should they be able to fine you for doing this, right? And like, fucking right. Because like it's dangerous, but my point is that me and Gino were talking about it, and he's like, man, like, you know, and he's like, oh, I think it was in his story, basically talking about how like they don't teach you enough of like driving and shit, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, here you go, like get her going, bud.
Yeah.
So like I knew that you weren't supposed to drive over there, like just driving, you know what I mean? But like I went to driver's ed, right? But I only knew that from what I remember is that like my dad told me that like you don't just drive over there. It's not just a change of scenery, you know. Like, you don't just go to the other lane to hang out. You just go over there.
There's like signs all over the place that it's like passing lane only for like faster moving vehicles, right?
Slower traffic.
Oh yeah,
Keep right.
well, once you're right in the city, there's signs like that. But the rest of them are like,
Yeah.
on the way to the city, it's just like, here's your speed limit and this is the next road coming and shit.
Yeah.
But but it's like, so I knew just because like my dad told me like there's a boulevard here, you know, by the fairgrounds, which I would like to shoot a music video at while the fair is going on. But anyway,
that'd be pretty dope.
I just wanted to say that because I thought of that earlier and I just remembered. I forgot to write it down. But anyways, I just was driving up there one day with my dad whenever I was first learning how to drive, and I just randomly pulled over into the next lane. Just there's no one around me, and I just pulled into the next lane. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Well, there's 2 lanes, you know, like just going over here." He's like, "Yeah, but you're just gonna get back in the same lane and continue straight down the road up here, you know." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get it, yeah." He's like, so I'm just like, there's some other reason for that lane, right? So then now I get on the highway and I just know that like you don't just like hang out in that lane. But then I would see why, because I'd pull up on somebody that's doing like 102 and I'm doing 120 and I'd pull out to pass. I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, man, it's not just that like, it's not just like a rule of thumb. You don't fucking drive over there. It's like, no, there's a reason for it and it's dangerous. And like, so my point is that I had been instructed that like, you don't just drive there. So I knew that as like rule of thumb, you just don't drive over there. Unless you're passing, right? But then once I had to actually physically see why it wasn't a good idea to do that to understand it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, it's actually like really dangerous. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like there's a lot of people out there. That's the way of the road, man.
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah.
But I'm on the air, right? But I think I just do think that there's a lot of like. It's like a lot of people don't really pay attention to the rules, or they don't really
definitely, man.
Like, it's like they're just like, sweet license.
Yeah, I find a lot of people just cruising in that left lane a lot of the time, and I'll come right up behind them, and then I'm like, right, I'll give them a choice. Like either they're gonna get over or like. Sometimes I'll flick my lights or like honk the horn, but like lately I just been going around them. But like,
dude,
it's frustrating.
The one time I was driving in the city and I was like driving, like I was like coming, like I was heading east on the highway and I was like just like before downtown area because he pulled me over at about like just before Sailor On, I think. And anyway, so I was driving and it was like kind of busy, but like nothing crazy. And it was like middle of the day and I'm touring. And so I'm like, I'm going faster than the guy in front of me. So I pull out and I'm not like flying by any means. So like I said, it's like kind of like there's traffic around. So it's not like I'm doing like 120 in the fucking city or anything. But I was driving faster than this guy and I pull out to pass him. And as I get up past him, there's a white truck sitting there where like I can't pull in. I'm just stuck between these 2 cars. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I'm like flashing my lights and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I swear this truck like slows down. It's just like a big white fucking like Ford pickup truck type thing, right? And so I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And it goes on to the point where I'm like, okay, like what do I do? So I slowed down and I pulled over to like 2 lanes over and I downshift and I take off and I fucking pull over 2 lanes to get like back in front of this guy to like go, you know? So I get in front of him and I keep driving. I'm like, fuck him, man. What a piece of shit. So then I get ahead of the next guy and I pull in and I just like stay with traffic, kind of cruising or whatever, right? So I don't even notice this, but this white truck at some point passes me, right?
Yeah.
So now, like, further down the road, I'm like, okay, like, all right. Well, now I'm going faster than this guy, so I'm going to pull out and pass. Well, I pull out and pass, and I get up there, and there's that white truck sitting in the same spot doing the same thing. And it's just him. It's not like there's someone in front of him. It's him doing the same thing. I'm like, fuck him. Like, now I think he's doing it on purpose. Like, what a fucking cunt. So, like, even, too, once I pull up on him, I'm like, man, I feel like he's, like, slowing down because he sees that I'm here, you know? Like, he's, like, being dick. So I'm like, okay, fuck this, man. And what a goof, man. So I fucking jam the brakes, and I fucking do the same thing. I pull over 2 lanes, downshift, go crazy, fucking pull up in front of him. I slow down in front of this truck, put my finger at the fucking roof, at the sunroof, give him the finger,
flip him the bird,
fucking downshift, take off down the highway. You want to know what happens next?
Was it a cop?
Yeah, you got pulled over.
Fucking truck lit up like a Christmas tree and fucking pulled me over. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm like, man. I'm like, how the fuck can they do that? I'm like, he totally baited me. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say he baited me. I'm like, I acted out of pocket. But I mean, but at the same time, it's just like, he's a fucking cop. He knows that he shouldn't be driving in the fucking lane, you know? And again, it's not like I was like, I mean, whenever I pulled out and like passed everybody, I was like downshifting and like driving like an idiot. But originally when I pulled up on him, it's not like I was like in force doing 140, like fucking $8,000, like bouncing off the rev limit or whenever I came up to him. I just pulled out to pass and like came up, you know, and he was sitting there and I'm like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And so, like I said, it's like almost like he kind of like fucking baited me. I mean, it's not like he knew I was going to fucking drive like an idiot, but still, I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, what a fucking guy. Anyways, everything was fine. He's like, what was that all about? I'm like, man, I'm like, fuck.
You were
I didn't really want to like talk. I was going to say, I didn't really want to talk back to him or anything, but I'm just like, yeah, like, whatever, man. I'm like, fucking. And then he let me go. He's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know how fast you were going, but he's like, you're definitely doing like 120 at one point. And like, the second time I for sure was like,
let that be born into you.
Yeah. Fuck. Next time I'll watch for the fucking white trucks. Like,
yeah, you know, that's one thing that I find fucked up is that like, I honestly think cops shouldn't be allowed to do that as like public servants. Like, unless you're like an investigator and you're like this, like, I don't know, undercover searching out FBI, shit. Like, if you're a fucking traffic cop, you should be fully visible and fully marked. And yeah, like, I don't know. I think these like unmarked vehicles that just sit places and like drive around, like that just look like regular people's trucks or cars, or like.
One thing I will say though is that they were probably some kind of like, you know, like they were probably some kind of special forces. Like they probably weren't just out there to like look for people doing shit, like speeding and stuff. They were probably out, like they probably like just happened to be like, fuck it, let's do this, you know? Let's light this kid up, you know? He was also dressed, I'm pretty sure though, he was also dressed in like some green gear. Or like he had like a different type of outfit.
It was like RCMP.
But like maybe that's what I'm saying. Like he had like a different kind of outfit on. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't think RCMP because I think things would have went a little differently.
Probably.
Yeah. But you know what though? I think, man, I was watching this fucking thing. I forget what it's called, man, but it was all about like the gangsters in New York and shit like that. And like, you know what I think fucking cops shouldn't be able to do? Is they shouldn't be able to break into your fucking car and like put a fucking bug in your car.
Yeah.
To like
that's entrapment.
Like that's illegal, man. Like I can't break into your fucking car and leave a fucking thing in there. So just because you're you and you have this fucking idea that something might be going on, you're allowed to do it. Or like
it's like
there's one, and like I was speaking to Gino about this a little bit too, and
oh, did you just lose him?
I don't know. I thought he was thinking about what he was gonna say.
Me too for a second, but yeah, it's definitely froze. Yeah.
Imagine he was just trolling us.
Pretended to be like the. They like
yo, you skipped out there, bro. You were losing you. Fuck, man.
Yeah, he'll fix his internet in a second. He'll come back.
Yeah. I just feel like he's explaining something right now, you know, and then it's like, we didn't get any of it.
It's all gone. I do fucking, I don't know, like the cops do some shady shit though, and
Oh yeah. Oh. That's hilarious. Waiting for
Did
it.
you guys get my master debater joke or what?
No, missed that
No.
one.
So okay, so I'm just gonna go back. So
Yeah.
we were talking about putting the bugs in your car and shit, right? But
Yeah.
where it started was they were going and like they'd cut the guy's cable, right? And he would call the cable company, but they would call the cable company and say like, don't go there. So then this guy would show up and he'd be like, the cable company, and he would set a bug and shit, right? The one dude was the phone company and like asked the guy, like the gangster dude, to help him set the bug.
Yeah, like
Wow.
Unknowingly.
so like
Unknowingly.
it is kind of fucked up, but like they invite it technically, right? By like, it's like I think I seen one too where like they had to break into some guy's house like as like a cable company and like they set, like, listening devices on the TV and shit, and like they made it so that they could like see what was going on maybe too. I don't know, but like
it was just a voice or whatever. But that's my point. Is like, so I mean that's different because they didn't technically break in. The guy let them come into their house. It's just that they pretended. If I pretended to be the fucking cable guy and you let me in your house and I did anything at all, if I did nothing, if I just went into your house and said I was the cable guy, I would get in trouble for saying I was the fucking cable guy. But the cops can do it. And like, so the reason why I bring up G-Note is because he's a good debater and, you know, he's the master debater. And and he said, he made up some good points. He said, man, he's like, the reason why is because they're allowed to do it is because they have acquired enough evidence at this point to prove that you are doing something fucked up and that you have the approval of the fucking judge or whatever to say that you can do that. And like, so I get it. I'm like, okay, if you think that these people are like killing people and like doing all this shit, then like, okay, like what he's saying is like for the safety of the public, the public kind of like hands over that right to be like, you can go in that person's house and do that thing because we want you to save us, right?
Yeah,
and like, so he does make some good points that way. But my point is that I'm like, man, like that's fucking tricky as fuck. Like there's some tricky motherfuckers. They took the exact same car that this guy had. They bought one. They fucking put it in a warehouse, and they had their team go through the car to figure out how, like, where the best place to put this fucking mic was. They had it like in all different places, but then they'd take it for a drive and they'd talk in it and see how it would pick up. And then they found the best spot to put it. And then now they figured out the guy who was doing it had to figure out exactly how to pull this car apart and what to do and where to put it. And he had to do it within a minute and a half or some shit, right? And so he had to figure it all out. So they literally like studied this car and fucking did all this fucking research and did all this work to figure out where to put this fucking bug. And then it's like, they like went and like Jimmy opened his fucking door and fucking did it, like went and put it in there. So I'm like, man, you can like break into like their private property and set this shit. And again, like, you know, Gino makes a valid point with the like safety of the public and stuff like that, right? It's like in the
they have to go through
general
like,
interest
checks and balances before they can just do shit like that. It's not like they're just doing it on a whim or anything like that. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
So like, I guess what I'm saying is like I kind of concede in the whole thing. Like I get that, like it's, you know, even myself, like if there was a murderer next door and like it took, like if it took you to fucking go put a thing in his car and figure out it was him, then please do that, you know, for the safety of everyone. So like I get it, like I'm right there with you, but at the same time I'm still like, what the fuck? I'm like, if I did that, you'd be pissed off. Like,
you'd be going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then like fuck, I give you like all kinds of evidence. Like your evidence is your evidence.
The difference is though, right? Like the public hasn't granted you that power.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, man.
Like the public as a whole is granted the authority to the police, but then they have to get the authority from the judge and, you know, whatever else. They have to provide enough evidence to, you know, prove beyond a reasonable doubt that whatever suspect is doing whatever they're accused of. And like, yeah, like I say, there's like all list of checks and balances before But then again, like they do make up some shit to get those, you know what I mean? Or like you got some corrupt judges out there that'll just fucking sign anything and be like, "Yeah, go get this guy. He's saying some
Yeah.
shit. He's saying some shit we don't want him to say, or he's doing some shit we don't like. Go get him."
It's just tricky. And then the other thing too, man, this kind of goes beyond the police thing. But I watched the thing. Watch it. It's probably off of Netflix now, but it was about this girl. She was like a lab. She tested drugs in the lab to prove that they were like actually the drugs they thought they were and shit.
Like street drugs and
so
shit?
Then, like, yeah. So like if the cops busted somebody with drugs, they would send it to her and she would test it and she would like confirm and like write up a report saying this is drugs or whatever. And so this all happened in Massachusetts state, right? I'm pretty sure. And there was two of them. One of them, and this was like on either side of the state, so it's not like they were friends or anything. But one of them was taking the drugs and doing them. She ended up was smoking crack and shit. And like they had what they called like standards in the lab. So the lab already had like a standard of like, this is what this drug is. This is the chemical makeup of this drug. So I would look at that chemical makeup of that drug, and then compare it to the street drug that the cops gave me or whatever, right? So they had a standard in there. So she was like taking the standards and shit, right? She'd take like little licks off the fucking methamphetamine, like the fucking speed standard or whatever.
Right.
And then she did LSD once and it fucked her up too much. She had to go home and shit. But she'd like go to her car all the time and smoke crack and shit, and like it was all fucked up. Like a bunch of people got let out because her evidence was like inadmissible in court or whatever. Big words. But then
I think
on the other side of the
like the same thing you're talking about there.
Yeah, and so on the other side of the state, this fucking other girl she was trying to show that she was a really good worker. So she was just filling out the forms, just being like, if the cops sent her some drugs and it was like, okay, this is supposed to be mushrooms or whatever, right? Then she would just say like, yep, it was mushrooms, and like just write the report. She wouldn't even do the test. So she was doing like 4 tests per like everyone's 1 test. So they both ended up fucking up the whole like fucking system because a bunch of people got out because their evidence was all fucked up and they tampered and all this shit and whatever. But anyway, my short story long is watch that. It's pretty good. I just told you the whole story. But anyways, the point is in that fucking show, they show you how the prosecution is. So the prosecution is like the fucking state or whatever that's like charging the people with like whatever, right? So in court they represent the state, and they're allowed to get, and then there's like the defendant, right? And that's the person that's like did the crime. So the prosecution gets to see all the evidence first, right? Now they take that evidence. So let's say this is the scenario right here. Bisho, you're the judge. Jonesy, you're the defendant. You're the defense attorney, and I'm the fucking prosecution. I get the evidence. I look at it over here, and I go, okay, yeah. So I see all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, this kind of helps their case. So I can filter all that stuff out and then go, here, Jonesy, you get to look at the evidence now. But I've filtered out all the stuff that fucking goes against me. So all you get to work with is the other shit.
Right.
Unless you can come up with the other evidence yourself from that, right?
Right.
So that's legally allowed. I don't know if that's just in Massachusetts or if that's all the states or whatever.
Sort of bullshit. Like you're not allowed to self-incriminate, so they can like.
No. The prosecution is allowed to look at the evidence first, and then they hand the evidence over to the.
Oh, right, the other side, right, the defendant, right?
To the defense,
so
right?
They can tamper with it.
But they get to choose what the defense gets to see. And like that's not even me like making an assumption or like me like reading it that way. That's legit how they talk about it. Like the one of the judges even says, like, yeah, like there's something wrong with the system, but that's how it is. That's the way that it is. I'm like, that's fucked up, man. Because like, imagine how many people are away because there's, I mean, maybe they did it, but there'd be evidence that could have helped them get off, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's fucked. Then there's probably people that are innocent too because of that. And like, anyways.
Oh, it's probably just a huge mess of shit for sure.
There's like ridiculous amounts of things about the judicial system in particular.
You can't say that without sounding drunk.
Judicial system. Yeah, it's fucking, it's a corrupt system, man, and it's broken and doesn't work unless you have money, of course, because then you can just buy your way out of anything. Because that's what it's all about, is money. It's so that the cop keeps his job because look at what we fucking did. The lawyer keeps his job because fucking everybody needs a lawyer. The judge keeps his job because the cops keep the people in the courts. And the fucking judicial system is fucking made so that you can't get out of it. You fucking get caught with a joint, and then you're fucked. Especially in the States, some places have a three strikes rule. Yeah,
that's right.
There's a guy, he was like, fucking, I mean, it's kind of fucked up. Like, the guy was first arrested for, like, he had a bunch of coke and shit. And, like, he was selling coke. So, like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then his next two charges were for weed. One of them was he had, like, 2 grams of weed. And then the last one was, like, he had, like, a joint or something. Or, like, he was smoking a joint or something. And it's like, boom, no, now you're in jail.
Yeah,
forever.
All 3 strikes at once.
Yeah, it was. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
Yo, did you guys...
So, I mean, at this... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, did you guys... No. It's kind of changing the subject completely, but...
No, do it.
So, the GameStop right now is, their stock is, like, going through the roof. Because a bunch of these hedge funds had like put a short position on this company going out of business, or their stocks. Like,
I just watched something about that.
Yeah. So like all these like people on Reddit and like, you know, just regular investors are like, go and buy this stock now because it'll put the price up and it'll force all these people that have a short position on this stock, which is, like I say, billionaire hedge funds, but basically Wall Street. You know, is like have this position, so they're by them buying all these stock and having the stock price go up, it's essentially forcing Wall Street to lose a bunch of money.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like
fucking right.
Yeah, like I said, it's just like it's like the people taking their power back, you know, like
their,
power where their money is, and yeah, it's like.
Let's do it,
man.
Seriously,
I'm there. I set up an account today. I'm just gonna start trading in fucking GameStop.
Nice
stocks.
Nice.
Fuck, man. I need like somebody to fucking show me. There's a guy, man. He has been making he's a guy I know from Montreal. He's been making like fucking. Like the one day he made $700 American, the next day he made $1,100 American, so $1,800. The next day he made $400 American, then the next day he made $1,400 American. So like right there in 4 days he averaged $900 a day.
That's pretty good.
American.
Like, is he just like day trading on like?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to say that he's day trading. So I messaged I commented on one of his posts. I'm like, dude, show me the way. And he replied, was like, DM me. I'm like, oh, shit, man. So then I didn't DM him yet because I'm like, man, I'm not ready. Like, that was before I switched my computer over and shit. So I'm like, okay, now I'm like set and fucking can do some shit.
Yeah, it's a game that, I don't know, man. It's tough to know what to... Yeah, you have to, like, do a lot of studying
no doubt.
on, like, anything, like, before you actually dive into it.
Yeah.
My advice anyways. But, yeah, like... I don't know how you would, like, I'm no expert. I would never know how, like, what companies to buy, when to sell, when's the market at its height, when's it dropping, like,
Yeah.
It's like all kinds of trends and like information
Crazy.
that you have to be aware of and like know about. To
Orange juice, buy at night and sell in the morning.
buy at night and sell in the morning. That used to
Yeah.
work. I think there was a while where that worked, but I don't think that works anymore.
What, for orange juice?
I've never even heard of that.
I just made that up, but
That's funny.
I just literally was trying to think of something funny.
Oh, well, that actually was a thing. I think a while ago there was
Because
something.
people buy more orange juice in the morning, right?
You definitely drink it more in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, not buy more,
right.
sell more, drink more. But maybe that would make it go down. Maybe when there's people buying it more, it would go. No, it'd go up. Never mind.
Yeah, the price.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah, no, I was thinking. Yeah, I was just thinking, if you sold more, you could profit less.
Hey.
No, or not. No, sorry. Margin less on each on each product. I'm going a totally different route with this. I was looking at it a totally different way. The thing is the reason why things become cheaper after a while is because they're now selling more of them, right?
That's
yeah.
Not necessarily.
No, but like the first fucking like most things when you start making them like fucking, it's expensive, right?
Well, I guess technically, like the more of something of something there is, the less valuable it is, right? So, I guess in a sense, yeah, like if there's
maybe
like, it all depends on demand as well, right? Like if there's enough supply to create, and the supply is like crazy huge, like it doesn't matter unless the demand goes down, and that's when.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking from the other side, like as the business standpoint, like get more items out the door for cheaper.
Yeah.
Just make less on each item, but put more items out the door. But like I said, that has nothing to do with stocks. I was just looking at it the other way. I'm like, that would make everything cheap. And I'm like, no, not the stocks.
Yeah.
It would make the company more valuable.
Right. The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. Nice, Jake. You owe me a beer.
Yeah.
Fax me over a Corona.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Nice.
Oh.
Thanks, man.
Well played.
I just got that 3D printer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It works well, I see.
3D printer, man.
Well, I guess our guest doesn't look like he's gonna be pulling through for us anytime soon.
No, what about that other moth?
Yeah, I sent him the link.
He said sorry, he wasn't ready.
Tell him to hit it up now.
The link is still available.
If he's ready now.
I said, go now, we on, bruh. Except I don't say bruh, and I didn't say bruh. Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh wait, so tonight, I don't know fucking what's going on, but I think I'm going on live with Yardy tonight at midnight.
Or at midnight? Yeah, I saw that he's doing that, At like a little podcast at midnight type thing.
Yeah.
Is it an Instagram thing or?
I think so. Yeah. See, I mentioned it to you guys earlier, and I was thinking like we could all try and get on or like whatever. But I think it's on Instagram, which would only be one of us. But
right.
On that note, though, there is some way that you can link with the like whatever, it's like the RDTM link or whatever. Jonesy, you might know what I'm talking about, but it's like when you're streaming. Like when I go on to the YouTube to stream on my my laptop,
right?
It comes up with like there's like like what's it called? Like a feed pass or whatever, or a feed code or something, or a
stream
feed key or something.
Yeah, a stream key.
Yeah. There's the stream key,
Right.
and then underneath there's two like I think it's called RDTM. Like you know how there's
RTMP is an
HTTP.
RTMP.
Yeah,
That's your URL basically.
yeah. So you can take that from you can take that from Instagram and put it into one sec.
Like once you're live on Instagram.
Oh no. How the fuck does it work? Well, yeah. So whenever you go live, but you have to go live on a laptop, I think, from your Instagram.
I didn't think you could do that.
Excuse me, but yeah. So there is a way because I was doing it before. I just can't find the fucking software that does it. There's like an app or like a plugin for your Chrome that does it. It's like Lily or something like that.
Okay.
Or there's like a Yellow Duck does it too, I think. But
That's
like,
cool. I didn't know
fuck.
that.
I'm confused now. I forget. I was looking at it the other day, but like it's either on. I think it's either the GoPro app on your phone or it's on OBS. But you put the RTMD thing or whatever, you put that in for your Instagram, and then you can do this on your Instagram live.
Oh, right.
So your
so like
yeah,
like
so
a
your
Zoom
video
call on
wouldn't
live.
yeah, so it wouldn't just be me and him; it would be us three and him, you know.
Right.
But if I had my fucking camera working, like if I got it working this time and everything went smoothly, then I'd be totally interested in trying to make that happen after this. But like I said, I'm having some bugs, so we'll wait and see what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, it's at midnight too, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it tonight. I gotta be up pretty early tomorrow.
Passed out by then.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, he even said too, like whatever, like he didn't seem like he was like needed it to happen right away. But I think it was Monday I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. And then he said Wednesday. I'm like, cool, we're already doing this, so I'll just hit Wednesday with you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check on. Where is he? Oh, well. Just checking on Fraser Amage.
Yeah, he's unresponsive.
Nothing yet.
Everyone's bailing on us.
They're a bunch of farmers. Farmers bailing on us.
Like
bailing hay.
I get it.
It's my buddy Bones. Shout out to Bones. That's his joke. Yeah, it's funny that cop conversation, or not even cop, that like corrupt system conversation came from the pedestrians.
you know, one thing leads to another, and that's how you get to that.
Shit, it's funny though.
Fraser's saying he's good now. He says in the chat, "Yo, I'm good."
Let's get it. Follow the link.
Yeah, if he has
down the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole. Is this fucking car drove by my house twice in the last like couple minutes?
You getting stopped?
That's fucked.
Same car, yeah.
It's like, what's that guy doing in his car?
Yeah. Just flagging out. KG said he had the same car before too.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, shout out to KG.
Subaru Legacy.
Yeah, gang.
Yeah. He should be jumping in here soon. I'm sure if the link still works for him.
Well, he fucking better. I was just thinking of my fucking. I was just like trying to find something to like a topic, but then I'm like, don't say anything because once he jumps in, we'll be in the middle of a conversation and.
True enough, yeah. Apparently he's got something to say anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm curious. He said he wants to point something out.
He wants to
Oh,
point
whatever.
something out.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Is he mad?
Yeah, right. At least he's bringing it to our faces.
I want to point out how
I'm sure it's probably something funny.
how long he's taking right here.
Yeah, holy fudge. He said, call me on the app. We don't have time for that.
I don't know how to do that. I'll just send him another link.
I sent him another link.
All right, cool.
I'll see if I don't even have him on here. I can't even send this to him as a massage.
Yeah, I don't have him as a friend over here. I'm not on the 4G account.
Me neither. I need to add everybody on here. I sent him a link in through the messages, like if you hit participants.
Yeah, bud.
And then invite bottom left.
Oh yeah, no, I have the link. I sent it, but I was just looking for what I. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, he's trying to link in now. Sweet.
Is it me? Do I have to do it?
Whoever's host. Who did you make host?
Styles, it's you. It says it on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to hit the button and it didn't show up. There we go. Hotman!
There he is. What up, bro?
Oh.
Hey, bud. What's going on?
Show yourself!
Yeah, where's the vid? Listen to this guy, eh?
Oh, I just want to fucking take a second to soak this in, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Probably backwards to you guys, but fucking right. Full send, baby. Yeah.
Fucking right. February 1st.
Yeah, apparently
they're back at it.
They're going to do it for the rest of the year. They got 6 videos in the bank. In the bank. You got some, yeah? You should see my fucking latest sweater I got, man.
I got a Rona. I got the Rona.
Nice.
I think I wore it already, though.
I got the fucking Steve will do it a zigzag flag.
Yeah, there it is. I got this.
Let me see. Rona season.
How you reverse? Yes, it does. Here we go. Boom.
Gang. Nice.
The Jaws, yeah. Jaws Rona.
Yeah. Love it. I had to get the Jaws. That's the back, and then this is the front. Rona season.
Nice.
Nice. I got this. The full send.
Varsity. The varsity like blue, I think it's called.
Mm.
It's like the different letters.
I like that
letters. 1 sec.
I got the fucking greetings from Epstein Island, Steve Epstein's Island.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
I got the like I said, I got the Steve will do it like it looks like zigzag, but it looks like a zigzag pack, but it's like the big fucking flag cape thing. I got the metal fucking shotgun tool. I got the one I tried
to get one, but I
tried to get a gold one. By the time I went to cash out, they're like, yo, something in your inbox or something in your fucking cart doesn't exist anymore. So I picked the red one and then tried to cash out again, and I ended up getting it. But I also got this sweater last time, man. It's the what did it say on it? I like that. It says first love on the front. It's all like stitched on and shit. And then on the back, it's like, Steve, how Steve will do it has that like big fucking like cartoon fucking thing. There's like everyone has one. They're like they come in a little box like this, and they make them. It's like I don't know if it's from a video game or whatever. You know what I mean? Everyone buys them. They're like I don't know. They have them at like EB Games and shit and whatever. But anyways, it looks like that. Either way, it's a cartoon version of Steve will do, and he's hugging a big fat nug.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna try and sell the. What's that?
It's like a Christmas theme, I think it is.
I'm gonna try and sell the Greetings from Epstein Island one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only wore it once, and it was like.
Oh yeah, you can probably get money for it.
Oh, bro, this one right here, was like 70 American, I think, or something like that, maybe. Or no, maybe it was 50 American, so it was like 70 Canadian or something like that. But either way, this one was like under $100, and before the last drop came out, this one was $150 online.
Okay, nice. So you got it discounted.
Yeah. Well, no, so I mean, I could sell it for that much.
So you could sell it for that much,
People are selling them on Kijiji, man. Someone's selling the Steve will do it. Like it's the Steve, the one that I have, the Epstein Island one. Someone's selling that right now in Ottawa on Kijiji. It's either a small or a medium, I forget, but they're selling it right now for $150 Canadian.
Nice. That's sick. So you can only buy. You guys only got this merch from their drops, right?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, snuck it in. I just got in because it like.
I remember
their server like went fucked. Their server went fucked, I guess. So everybody got booted, and then they re-uploaded everybody, and then I got in on the second chance. So that's how I got 2 T-shirts because I ordered both at the same time. But anything else I've tried, like the shotgun. That was the August one, I think.
I got the cape, I think.
Yeah. I tried to get a shotgun, but I couldn't get it because it sold out like quicker.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they sell out quick, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You mean like one of those?
Yeah. 3D print me that or some shit.
That's a handy little fucking tool.
Yeah, it even opens up beer.
A lot of shotguns.
You could even open your beer right here.
Yeah.
And then that's the fucking for the shotguns. Don't you know?
Genius engineering.
Don't you know?
We need something like that, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. I'll buy it.
We do.
We're gonna seriously, man. I'm trying to get them to sponsor us, bro.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
No joke.
It'd be better than awesome.
Are you wearing that Def Leppard shit? That's sick, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
Yep. I think like the one of those records like RC Records or Sunshine
H&M?
Records or something.
Oh yeah, Sunshine Records.
H&M?
Yeah.
H&M.
No,
Fashion Nova?
H&M, no.
I'm trying to get that Fashion Nova sponsorship, man. Hey?
Get that drip.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that Fashion Nova sponsorship. Let's get it, man. Seriously.
Just keep tagging.
See, right now, the thing is fucking, you only really see, like, my head. I've been thinking about that lately. I'm like, man, I gotta stop worrying about buying, like, sweaters or T-shirts. I gotta buy, like, nice hats or something, you know? I'm like, it's all about the headshots nowadays. I was gonna buy, like, a cool mask, but I don't want to wear a mask on camera.
Yeah.
Is it truly, like, hip-hop style? Is that their thing?
What's that?
Like, Fashion Nova?
Hip-hop?
Like, is
I
that
think
I don't know.
fashion.
Like, what's their style? Is it like trends? Is their style?
So they're fairly trendy. But I will say though, like, I mean, I don't think that they are like geared towards hip hop exactly, no. but I will say that when I hear Fashion Nova, it's mostly rap people. Like, man, do you guys remember the iconic coronavirus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When she was saying that was Cardi B, right?
Yeah.
I saw the full video of that just the other day, and what it was she was talking about how all the fucking lockdown and shit was going to like fuck with the mail and stuff. And like she's like, watch, like, you know, all the mail's gonna be fucked and like blah blah blah. You won't get your Fashion Nova fucking packages and this and that. And so my point is, it's just funny because she was talking about Fashion Nova at that time, right? But like, it's like I first heard of it from No Jumper. Adam 22 sponsored by them. AD sponsored by them from No Jumper as well. Fucking what's his name? Lil House Phone's always trying to get the sponsorship. He's like, yo, hit me up. I see their shit everywhere. And then, yeah, like I said, I will say it's mostly rappers that seem to have sponsorships from them. But they have other shit. Like, I mean, they'll have like a fucking Iron Maiden shirt and shit like that, but it's because it's trendy or whatever, right? Like they got like Nirvana or like whatever, but it's because it's trendy. That's why I say H&M or H&M or Fashion Nova.
Fuck yeah.
That's where they be getting that shit from. It's like my cousin said one time, he used to work at the St. Pat's in Ottawa there, and he said he was walking down the fucking hallway and some dude had a Wu-Tang shirt on, and he's like, yo, and he like chased the kid down. He's like, come here. He's like, man. He's like, name one album from Wu-Tang right now. And the kid was like, just a shirt, man. And like he had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like sometimes I cry at night just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's sad, eh?
That's fucked, man. But no, whatever. I get it though. I mean,
it is a cool logo.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I'm not mad. It's like, even too, I remember fucking whenever I was younger, people were like, I remember a lot of people were like Pink Floyd and like Led Zeppelin and shit like that, right? And don't get me wrong, not that they're not good. I like them too, but now I bet you if you talk to those same people that were wearing Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd in high school, they probably don't listen to that shit. You know what I mean? It was like a trend to them.
Yeah.
Right.
My point is, I feel like there's always trends.
Oh yeah. For sure.
They'll come and go.
You know what now?
They'll come back too. There's always those trends that come back.
Oh, we're back in the 90s now, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though?
We've been stuck here for a bit too.
Soon it'll be full circle and we'll be back into the fucking late 90s, early 2000s where it's like baggy jeans and shit. So,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be like I never left.
Can't wait.
We should be getting. It's usually every 20 years or so, right? Like that. There's like trends.
Yeah,
sort of
generation. It's a generation.
It's sped up though. I know it's sped up.
Well, like you're saying, late.
Well, yeah, styles changing constantly.
So probably like late 90s, early 2000s era, probably right about.
Yeah. Actually, you know what though? Maybe not though. I'm saying it's sped up, but at the same time, I'm talking like, yeah, no, not really. It just seems different because I'm thinking like, you know, like back in the fucking like late 90s, people were rocking that fucking like 70s shit, you know, the bell bottoms and shit like that. But like to me, I'm like, that was so much longer ago than now is to the 1999 or whatever, right? But it's in fact the same. So,
yeah, I do like my J's. That's
my perception. Yo, I was actually watching this show. That's the Superstore, and the one guy, he's in a wheelchair, but he's always got like the dopest kicks on, man. And everyone was like like they were taking away hours from them at work and shit. So then everyone was trying to like sell their stuff at work. Like they were like, we'll have a what do you call it, like a garage sale at work or whatever, right? But they ended up like running like barcodes on all this shit so that people could like scan it, and then the money goes like directly to their Venmo. Anyway, short story long is the one guy brought a bunch of his fucking like old school kicks and shit there. And so the one guy's like, yeah, cool. Like, how much for these Reeboks? He's like, those aren't just Reeboks. He's like, those are like the original like 91 fucking pumps and like blah, 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 whatever, this and that. He's like, you don't even know. And he's like, okay, but like, how much you want for them? He's like, I love those shoes. He's like, they're nice. Yeah. He's like, well, and he starts thinking about a price, you know, like what the fuck? And then the guy's like, yeah, he's like, they'll be great for hiking and stuff. He's like, yo, and he takes the shoes from me. He looks at them. He's like, man, he's like, these aren't for hiking and shit. But point is he had all these shoes. He was selling these fucking, he's like $3 million because he doesn't want to sell them, right? But he had all these shoes, and I'm like, man, seriously, that's a business, man. There's a guy in the city, he calls himself the fucking chef, I believe. He like shoes, like it's crazy. Like he'll like pop his trunk, man. He's just got shoes filled the trunk. He rolls around like delivering shoes and shit. But he'll buy them on the like dates that they come out and shit, and then sell them, right? But like, man, you buy those on the date they came out for $250-$300, and a week later they're like $1,500.
Yeah, I've seen some ridiculous
Crazy.
prices for shoes. Like, have you seen that video where like the old man like goes into the store and like tries to sell these like I don't know what model, like what like Air Jordans they were, but they were some like super duper rare, like crazy expensive pair of shoes. And he goes in like, he know, like I guess it's a bit, right? So he goes in like dumb old man, like, oh, these are my grandson's shoes and they're the wrong size, and or whatever, like, or he got them as a gift or something like that and they're the wrong size and we want to like trade them in. And he's going to like random like Payless shoe stores and shit, like, you know, like Walmart, where they're never gonna take these shoes back. And like half the people were like, and obviously it's a joke, right?
Okay.
But half the people, like to the people that are getting these shoes, half of them like actually knew like how rare these shoes were and was like, yo, like take these shoes back, and like when you get out of here, like put them in a bag, like don't let anybody see these, take these back to where you got them from, like, you know what I mean?
Man, hide those for another year.
Crazy.
Hide those for another year. Like I said, man, the week after they're sold out, they're like $1,500, $2,000. You turn around and you fucking wait a year and you never fucking wore them, never anything. They're in the box. Shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of those shoes, you wait 10 years, fucking like 10
I got
grand,
a pair I'm sitting on right now.
Are those the ones that you're fucking, the tearaway ones?
No, not those ones.
Those are sick, though. I just saw, are those the ones that you ripped the fucking, yeah man, I just saw a video the other day where they were showing the shoe, and I was like, kind of just a plain shoe or whatever, right? I don't know if it was the exact same one, but Buddy started ripping it away, and he's ripping away the white canvas on the outside, and on the inside there's like different colors and shit. So it looks like the shoe's all torn apart, but it's all colorful and shit. It's fucking cool. But then you said the tearaway thing. I'm like, I know what that means.
Yeah. I got a different pair, though. I'm sitting on that are dope as fuck. That's not rare. Jordan Breads 11s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, man, I always tease him because he's fucking, every time I see him, man, he's always wearing like nice fucking shoes, and like he's always had a different pair of shoes, and they're all Jordans and shit, don't get me wrong, but then he's always got like, you know, like some kind of like designer shit, but he's like unknowingly, like, I'm like, oh, it's sick, man, like he's got like this like Parasuco fucking like zipper up like hoodie and shit. Like, yo, that's sick, man. He's like, yeah, I know, like, thanks, man. He's like, I bought it. Like, you know, point is he doesn't realize what he's got. He's just like, oh, I'm just wearing this hoodie. I'm like, oh, that's sick, man. But he's always dripped out. But anyways, he's always got the shoes. I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse me. But yeah, they're always like J's and shit. Matching.
Yeah. They're crazy. People go crazy over this shit, man. Like, there's, it's wild.
I wish I could wear that shit, man.
Do it.
I got like a special fucking foot size, man. So I can't just buy shoes. I hit up Nike. I was like, yo, like, can you guys make me a special shoe? Like, I will not only buy 3 pairs right now today, but I'll buy another pair or 2 or 3 every year, you know? Like, I'll keep doing this because, you know, you guys are the only company that are going to do it for me. So if you will. And the guy's like, yeah, it's like, your voice will be heard. I'm like, what? He's like, I'll pass your message along. I'm like, no. I'm like, if you're not going to help me, I'm like, can you give me the email or like whatever to somebody that can help me? I'm like, that's my whole point here is either pass me along to somebody or fucking help me out. You know what I mean? Either you're the guy to help me or fucking pass me to the guy to help me, because I know that maybe Nike's not fucking hurting, but at the same time, maybe that story might fucking be like, hey, like, they made shoes for you. Like, man, there's a guy. He's 7 feet. He just was on Lad Bible. You know that Lad Bible shit?
Yeah.
So, like, you can just pay to be on there. I'm pretty sure he just paid to have his video on there. And I also think it was just an ad for a Tesla, because in the end, he's like, and look, I fit in a Tesla. And, but he's a super tall dude, and it's showing, like, all these little clips of him, like, having a hard time with life, being tall and shit, right? And then he's like, this is the box my shoes come in. You guys can't see my hands, but he's like, this is the box my shoes come in. And he pulls out this big box, and it's like a big box you'd get like shipped to your house with like a bunch of shit in it, you know, like not a pair of shoes, like a bunch of shit. It's not like a shoe box, it's just a big box. And he pulls out the shoes, and he's like, this is the box my sister's shoes comes in. And it's like regular little like girly shoe box, you know. Anyways, my point is that I commented on that video, tagged him, and it was like, dude, like, where do you get your shoes? And then I like messaged him straight up and was like, dude, like, where the fuck do you get your shoes? Because he was like size 18 or some shit. So I'm like, dude, I'm like,
it's inhuman.
Help a brother out, you know, like. But I have a really good idea for a shoe company. I'm not about to fucking blow it up right here, but if anybody wants to help me with a shoe company and any way to make it happen, like, take it from idea to fruition, help me out.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Styles Oversized Shoe Company? Like,
it's going to be something like that.
Specifically make large shoes or wide shoes for tall and large people?
My client has no further comment.
I mean, it's a good business idea.
Exclusively.
There's clearly a gap in the market, and you should fill that gap.
Fucking right. So yeah, it's out there, you know. That's what it is, though.
I just inferred that from what you were talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so without going into a whole bunch of detail, basically, yeah, I have an idea for that. Right now, my biggest problem is the actual, like, what do you call it? Like the practical of it all, like actually getting like a company to make the shoes, and then getting like a car just drove by again. Actually finding someone to help me make the shoes, you know what I mean? Like, that's my biggest problem, is actually the practical of being like, hey, can you
China?
I need someone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm actually, yeah. But I need someone to make the shoes, but then on top of it, I feel like maybe I need some investors as well. But at the same time, I also feel like investors probably won't be a hard thing.
You need a product before you have investors, though.
Yeah.
We got to invest right now.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, to make it a big thing. Because, like, man, look at the little house phone right now. He just fucking, in, like, his first, like, couple days, he sold $10,000 worth of fucking shoes. I think they're, like, $300 shoes, but still. That happened, and like, he's on No Jumper, and he's got like a lot of clout and shit, but I'm just saying, he had that happen. So I mean, if you have the right idea, it's just because I get what you mean, is like getting you don't just want to, like, or you can't just get investors with an idea. You need to have like the thing happening, especially to like show them like projections. Exactly, you can't just show them you can't just show them projections that you made up.
Yeah, you need
numbers to go off of.
Yeah.
So like, you do need to start it from something, but even then, I need the fucking.
Need that money to burn, though.
I need that
the
little
money
bit
to
of
burn.
funding from the start, you know.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see, man. But I think it could be a thing, man. Especially too, like, man, limited right now. Limited shit is the thing. If you make something and you can only get so many of it, that's what people want. Like, man, I can buy one of that many of those. Give me one. And then
especially
later,
if that thing becomes like if that becomes a thing that is like crazy popular in like you say 20, 30, 40 years, if there's only a limited
even just talked about,
you know, like the value of that thing is going to go up immensely, right? Like you say, the resale value of a sweater that is only on a limited run now, like a couple months or a year or two down the line, is, you know, going to be worth a lot more.
That's the thing about the full send.
Same, I mean, it's like the Supreme started it. Well, I shouldn't say started. I'm not saying Supreme started it, but I feel like Supreme was
they
made it. They made it a popular thing. Yeah, because definitely there's more than Supreme that did limited shit. But like even too, man, I went and bought. There's a thing you could do, like, you know, there's like the car shit, like the 8080. Sorry, 8080. So if you buy stuff from them.
No, what's that?
So if you buy products from them, so I bought this backpack too. One sec.
Okay.
But it's got like the bride buckles and shit. Anyways, it's like a racing backpack, right? But so you buy this shit, but you can win a car. So every dollar you spend gives you an entry to the draw to win this fucking car. The thing is, a lot of people bitch and they're like, "Oh, it's fake." They're like, "Oh, it's fake," or like Canadians can't win it, or like, you know, you win like a fucking like crazy fucking Supra that's all like, you know, 800 horsepower and shit, right? And then you win like 20 grand or 30 grand as well, right? So that 20 or 30 grand helps you pay for the fucking the taxes and shipping and all that stuff, right? But anyways, my point is there's this other company, you know, Johnny Dang. He's the guy that does all the fucking jewelry for all the rappers and shit like that. He did a grill for Katy Perry. He's got a wall at his fucking shop that's just all rappers, or like not even just rappers, like but all famous people's molds. Yeah, their mouth molds. Yeah. But so anyways, so same thing, basically the same thing. If you go and buy a product from his site, you get, for every $1, you get an entry into a thing to win. It's a $30,000 flawless diamond fucking top and bottom set grill. So it's all fucking, like I said, it's $30,000 fucking diamonds in your mouth and shit. But then you get 10 grand cash. And, but my point is you buy this shit and you get, like, for every $1, you get an entry, right? So I ended up buying some shit because it was actually a day that you got like 5 entries for every $1. So I bought a bunch of shit. And, so I bought this sweater, not this one, but I bought a sweater. But one of the sweaters that I was looking at, it was like a little bit more expensive, but I noticed that it said limited. I clicked my size and bought it. I'm like, limited? Did you say limited? I'm like, oh my God. So, like, so my point is it sells. Maybe I'm dumb and it sells to dumb people, but limited shit does sell. But the reason why is right now, like, I forget which sweater is limited, so I've only worn both of them like once or twice. But whichever one's limited, either way, they have the same value as this shit. As long as I don't wear the fuck out of it, I can resell that, you know? Like the Steve Will Do It one still has the tag on it. I only wore it the once, and I don't even think I left the house. But yeah, so my point is I'm like, man, I'll buy that. I'll get the chances to win the grill, and then at the same time, I wear it a couple of times and maybe ship it out and sell it, fucking $200 or something, you know?
A quick flip.
Oh yeah.
Streetwear is a game, man.
Yeah. Now you just gotta like step it up a level and just be like buying like 10 or 20. It'd be like an investment, I guess, right? But you'd have to buy like a bunch of shit and then like.
I want to get into it so bad.
Sell it quickly.
It's just.
Yeah, like I said, you do your fit pick.
Resell, man.
You get some pictures of you. Like, do you go to the corner store and you get your favorite drink and you stand up on the counter and you get your boy to take a picture of you wearing the freshest shoes and the freshest pants and the freshest tee, the fucking dopest hoodie or whatever, you know? And then you post that on your Instagram and everyone's like, yo, that guy's wearing that new fucking, like, Johnny Dang sweater with those fucking Holy Roller shoes or those fucking Styles oversized shoes, you know? And everyone's like, oh my God, man, that guy's got drip. But no one knows that a week later he fucking sold it and made money off of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Or maybe hung on to it for a year and then made some money off of it.
As long as you can actually make money off of it, that's the thing.
Yeah, well, and like I said, it's a limited thing, man.
You can.
Like
certain things.
Supreme sells, it seems like almost every drop they sell something that's fucking dumb. Like they had a brick. It was just a brick that said Supreme. There was only so many of them. It was like fucking $300 American or some shit like
Crowbar.
that. But I bet you, if you went and looked right now, fucking Google it. Look for a fucking Supreme crowbar or Supreme brick.
StockX.
And you look up the Supreme. You ever see the Super Soaker chain? The Super Soaker 50 little keychain thing? Fucking thing, man. I think it's like $150. Are you Googling that or should I?
Oh, it says the Supreme clay brick is $360 or $376.
For what?
For the Supreme brick, apparently.
Where?
How much?
Oh, maybe it's something. It's just the first one that came up when I Googled it.
You say 100?
376.
Oh, 300. Yeah, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah. And then I see there's the crowbar, 700 Canadian. StockX is 534.
Apparently, there's different kinds of
well, that's bids, though. Those are bids and shit, right?
Okay. One sec, boys.
Yeah.
My headphones are fucking dying.
Oh,
BRB.
shit. Okay, well, he's waiting, I guess.
Leo, what did you want to point out?
Oh.
Well, wait. We should wait until Lee Styles is back for that, anyways. Actually,
I don't know. Say. Yeah, that's the thing. It's more about like the American side than anything. But it's just a little. Unless it's someone already pointed it out earlier, or you guys already like seen it in the news from someone else. But I seen it today, and it's like,
is it like something that happened in the States you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it's like towards everything that's going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wait and see when Styles is back here. We'll get into her. But
if we should, we don't have to. We can like wait.
Well, we might as well
cover other things.
We don't have much else to talk about.
Other things.
Our guest didn't show up, so fucking say what you got.
Oh, is that the thing? Fuck it.
Yeah, for sure. Figured that.
Yeah.
I'll give you. I'm pretty sure Rocky wants to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Did he think I was chirping him?
Oh yeah, I think so. For sure, I think so.
Yeah. No. Rocky was mad at you.
Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain, I called him.
Rocky Mountain.
He's a good lad. He's been watching us since day one.
I was like, Rocky, promote me. I need to go to the Rocky Mountains.
So what is it?
Rocky, I love you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So since like Biden, he's in and all that shit.
Yeah.
Corona is kind of seeming to kind of come down a little, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's starting to back open up a little bit more in America, but like everything seems
it's
to like
always
opening
been.
up. Apparently,
I think
like
It's always been
California
down.
is
It's
like
always
opening
been
up a
down a
little bit
little in the
more.
States. The States has always been down a little. They've always been fucking. Remember, New York was fucking crazy and everyone was mad, and then all of a sudden, like, man, somewhere in
That
the
was a
summer,
long time
everyone
ago,
forgot
though. I'm
about New
talking
York.
like now.
But that's what I'm
But
saying, though,
but
is that everyone
California had
already
like
in
a
the States.
completely lockdown.
No, they were not.
Yeah, they
I
were.
think that's why
were.
Joe decided to move to
No,
to
that's why like
Texas or
certain
whatever.
people couldn't even podcast and shit
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
in like
I'm
LA
only-
and all that.
Yeah,
They couldn't even the last like week or two.
A lot of people
And
are
now
moving
they're
out.
getting rid of it.
A
Now
lot
they're
of
getting rid of
people-
it. Chicago, Washington, they're opening up
Yeah, but
restaurants now. Apparently,
No Jumper has never mentioned anything about it.
So a lot of people are moving
True.
out of
well, it's
California
just I'm just talking about it. It just happened today.
simply
Like it
because
started happening today.
it's their tax bracket is like, it makes it hard for businesses and people to like they get taxed like ridiculous amounts. So a lot of people are like going to Texas and other states.
Well,
that
they're
have,
even
like-
saying the numbers are going down here too.
Well, so the reason why I think the numbers are going down is because the WHO said that, so the PCR test that they do, it's like based on cycles, and I'm not an expert, but there's a number of cycles, and the higher the amount of cycles, the more likely it is that you'll get a false positive. So then the WHO, and it is kind of coincidental, it's right after Biden got in, that because Trump kicked the WHO, or like removed the states out of the World Health Organization, right? So now that Biden is in, he's brought the U.S. back into the World Health Organization, and then the World Health Organization turned around and said that they need to lower the cycle rate on the PCR tests, which will in turn get a whole lot less positive results. So that's what's creating the numbers to go down. But in reality, the amount of false positives that were going around, like the numbers have always been the same. I don't think, like it's, yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing the numbers go down, because the WHO said
it's weird. It's weird. Everybody's talking a little bit about it from what I've seen, and
I just
fucking stars.
But like,
stars,
what would
you know?
fucking? But what would Joe Biden have anything to do with us, though?
With us, I don't know. I don't.
Well, that's the thing. Like about like everybody.
So why would our numbers go down? Because he fucking got in.
They created Corona to help get him out of here, and
they're
now he's out of here.
I will say that a lot of people.
Corona's disappearing.
I will say that a lot of people said, "Watch, once the fucking like votes come in, everything's gonna change," because election years is always shit like this, right? But I just think that already, man, in the States, I mean, whether the numbers were showing or not, people were already showing that, like, they were already not giving a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the States are already just doing whatever the fuck.
Oh, especially in Florida. Florida, they weren't. Florida.
There's no rules there. They just stayed normal.
Coronavirus.
State by state,
like,
right?
They're like BC, man. BC is doing the same thing. BC is just like, and I have a couple of friends in BC. Like when the first lockdown happened, one of my friends went out to BC and they were like talking about being on patios and shit. They're like, "What are you up to?" I'm like fucking in my house because like I'm gonna get chastised if I go outside and shit. Like fuck, I'm spreading the COVID everywhere. What the fuck? They're like, "Oh man," they're like, "It's totally different out here." They're like, I left and everything was like fairly normal, and then like they said they left and everything was like, you know, talking about some shit going on, but then like they got out there and they're like, "Oh cool, everything's normal," and then they talk to people back here and everyone's like, "Oh, we have to stay in our houses and shit." They were like, "What the fuck?" Like, so when I go back I have to stay at home. They're like, "Yeah, like what the fuck?"
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But then I have a buddy like right now, like he'll send me like Snapchats and shit or like whatever. Shout out Troy, gang. But he'll send me like Snapchats and shit, and he's like, he'll be at a bar, like fucking harassing fucking waitresses, or like he'll be like sitting on like I forget what it's called, but it's basically like a pathway, like a bike path on the fucking ocean, and he'll sit there and smoke joints and shit, and he'll send me videos and shit, and I'm like, dude, are people not like yelling at you and shit? Like why are you at the bar and stuff? He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Dude, I can't go outside. Like, I have to wear a mask and shit, and like fucking, I have to hide my penis and shit. But it's like, yeah, he's like, what? He's like, that's fucked, man. He's like, you guys are fucked. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, what?
Yeah, it's out of control.
Oh, no pardon.
Did you see the new trailer for the King Kong Godzilla movie coming out?
Yeah.
So that's going to be released in March, right?
Yeah.
And so, as far as I'm aware,
I thought it was out.
No, it's coming out in March, I think. And I saw
Oh,
too.
my buddy was just talking about watching.
There's a trailer for it out.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think so. Like, there's a bunch of other movies that just got made recently that got pushed back to like the end of the year or even next year because theaters aren't open and like yada yada yada, right? So they're like, oh, we'll push the movie release date so when things are more normal, right? So now that this movie's being like, I see like that they're already saying that this movie's going to be in theaters in March. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, does that mean like they know that by March the theaters are going to be open again and like we're all going to be good to go back into the theaters and shit? Like,
right?
Or am I just thinking?
Yeah, do they know something we don't?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They must, right? Like, if they're like, oh yeah, by March, don't worry, like you'll be back in the movie theaters again.
Right.
Yeah, they're like.
You talk about like the symmetrical.
Since everything will be fine then.
King Kong and Godzilla. I thought King Kong was so much smaller than Godzilla.
Yeah.
I saw like a shitty fucking
weird
picture.
It looks like
it looked weird though.
That'll be a good one.
I just saw a meme making fun of it. It showed like from like what do you call it? Like third person view of Godzilla, and he's like kind of coming up out of the water, and then you can see like what he sees, and he sees like the city, and then there's like this like sloppy like fat looking ape sitting there like fucking big lips like just fucking looking all dumb, and it's just like a picture of just like a dumb looking monkey, and it's like it says like some big thing about Godzilla, like, like nuclear, like fucking mutant monster, blah, 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 Godzilla. And then it's like King Kong. And it just shows this, like, fat fucking monkey. Like, so I assume now that I know they're saying the trailer's out, I assume what they're suggesting is maybe from the trailer, it looks like fucking King Kong's just a big fucking monkey, and Godzilla's some kind of crazy fucking superpower fucking
I mean,
dinosaur or something.
What it fucking shoots fucking flames out of his mouth and shit. Not?
Yeah. King Kong's just a big old monkey.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen the one with Diddy, and I forget that one.
Man, isn't Godzilla the size of skyscrapers and shit? And King Kong climbs skyscrapers.
Yeah.
No?
But does anybody remember the movie?
Don't think about it that much.
They changed the scale of them.
Yeah,
do you remember the video game? Do you remember the video game Rampage for regular Nintendo?
Yes.
Oh, and regular Nintendo? No.
I'd have to see it.
Shit's crazy.
Oh yeah, they were the same size. And they were not. They were not the size of fucking skyscrapers. But I will say that I'm not saying that the characters in Rampage are Godzilla and fucking King Kong, but I feel like it's suggested.
All right.
Right. Well, I think they've done this in the past, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
What's that?
There's an old Godzilla versus Kong movie, I'm pretty sure as well.
Oh yeah, there was like the wasp or not.
It was like Mothra.
Yeah,
Moth
there was a whole
Godzilla.
bunch of beasts.
Yeah, I think there was like a series back in the day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm not fucking that old.
There's also there's like also the Mecha Godzilla as well.
The what? What?
The Mecha Godzilla.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure just like
robot Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh, like Mac.
Mecha. Yeah, Mecha.
It's Mecha?
Yeah.
Mecha Godzilla. Is what it's called.
See, okay. Whenever I think of a big robot, I think of like Mech Warrior or whatever, or like Mech War or whatever it was. There was like a
I don't know.
Mech Warrior, yeah, is that
But
a video game? I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
yeah, but a Mecca's like a city or like a hub.
Right. I'm not sure.
But yeah, anyway.
I don't think it's spelled the same though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it'd be spelled.
Yeah,
MECHA
I'm not.
maybe.
Yeah, but the Mecca.
Yeah, okay.
MECCA.
MECCA. Yeah. I'm
Yes,
not arguing.
Right, yeah.
I'm not arguing the name or the fact. I'm just saying that in my mind, I was like, well, Mecca is like this, and Mech Warrior. That's what it was, Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
It was like guys. It was like guys that got inside of
like these big suit
a
things.
fucking. Yeah. Like the RoboCop from the RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
Man, I was gonna get some White Claws. I forgot to, or well, I didn't forget to. I'm just crippled as fuck. I could only carry so many things.
It's one of those ads.
I need a Rona. Man, yesterday, listen to this, man. I went into the store. I went and pumped some gas and shit, and like went into the store, and like I didn't use it. It was fine. Everything was good. I walked out. It was all good. And I mean, by the time I got to the front of the store, I was in pain, but everything worked out all right. And even the lady's like, "You're moving quicker, you know?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Everything's good." But today I woke up, I had a shitty sleep. I couldn't it was bad pain and shit. And then I fucking woke up today, and like I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck, I'll try and move around. I'm in pain, you know. But once I got up and started moving around, it didn't hurt. I'm like, okay, cool. So I like kind of fucking sat there, watched some TV and shit, and then I went out at like just before this and got some pizza and some fucking booze and shit, and like
Lanos is a national treasure.
I came home and I was almost in tears, man. Fuck, I was trying to eat pizza. I was almost crying.
Damn, man, that sucks.
Brutal. Sitting in the car for 2 hours probably doesn't help much either, though.
Actually, you know what, man? I feel like the fucking. Yeah, no. I feel like at first this feels good. Like if I put my leg right, like normally when I sit in the car, I sit with my left leg, which is the one that's fucked, like out. Like I lean it out, you know? Like I like kind of turn my toes out. So that's not good for your hip to begin with. But if I keep my leg right, then whenever I go to get out, it's not too bad. I'm all right, whatever. But it's like tomorrow I'll be like, oh, that sucked. I shouldn't have done that.
Right. Shit.
Charge it to the game. You know what's fucked up though, man? I feel weird. It's like I think I said this before on another podcast, so we don't even have to touch on it too long. But my point is that I don't really drink. I don't really care to drink. Even like
you look like you do
before the. Yeah.
Just playing.
But like before, like, okay, like so. Okay, go back to like before the fucking lockdown. I'm at home. I wouldn't really care. Like even if I wasn't really like social for a few days, I wouldn't really think to like I'm gonna sit at home and drink. Like it's not really my thing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, when it's like in March or whatever, it was like last March. I'm like, okay, well, there's like no one doing anything, and like I kind of want to fucking stray away from doing too much. So like I'm just sitting here and like I'm not going anywhere. So I might as well, like do something, like, have a good time, have a couple of drinks and fucking whatever, right? And then I'm like, whoa, wait a sec. What the fuck? I'm like, why do they have the liquor store open, I'm like, I'm sitting here and like, for some reason, someone who doesn't normally think to like, I'm going to sit at home and drink is now thinking I'm going to sit at home and drink, and I can go to the liquor store, but I can't go to the movie theater. I can't go, can't try a pair of jeans on at the store to fucking have a pair of jeans, but I can go to the liquor store. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, wait, no. But anyways, then like, throughout the summer and shit, like it was still kind of suggested, don't fucking do too much, but whatever. I didn't really care, like whatever. But now that it's like, like over the like holidays, it was like, okay, Boxing Day was like when the lockdown started, right? So like when in the holidays I'll drink because I'm like, whatever, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, I'll have some drinks, right?
Yeah.
But so now that combined with, oh, well, the lockdown's coming up, whatever, fuck it, I'm just going to stay home and drink. So I'm like, cool, whatever, just like, it's winter, buckle down and fucking sit at home and drink, you know? And then I found, I found myself in this cycle of like, the fuck? Like, you don't even drink. Like, why the fuck are you, like, I just went out and bought a 26er of fucking booze and fucking 6 of these and like, so that I could fucking get drunk tonight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this. Or not even get drunk, but have some drinks. I'm not going to drink the whole bottle or anything, but I was like, I'm going to have some drinks. I'm like, wait, but why? Like, it's not like the podcast requires me to drink, and it's not like anyone's here for me to drink with. I'm just sitting here, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are here, but we're not like here drinking or anything. And like, so point is, I feel like I'm falling into that trap where it's like, this is what they want, you know, like they want me to like sit at home, be bored, not only like not make money, but spend the money because I'm like, fuck it. I got nothing to do. I don't work tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking get drunk or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I'm playing right into their hands.
Just become drunk and
that's why you drink these. Drink these, man. 100 calories, 1%, 2%, 1 gram of sugar.
See, I'm
you
not
don't
worried
feel bad
about
when
getting.
You drink. You just don't feel
I'm
bad.
not worried about getting fat. I mean, that is why I do like drinking some White Claws. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about fucking in 3 months when fucking everyone's like, oh, COVID doesn't exist anymore, and they're like, Styles is a drunk. You know. Then if I just get going, right? But yeah, point is, I'm like, why am I even getting booze? Like, I'm in the liquor store. I'm like, why am I even getting booze? I'm like, why? Because I have a podcast tonight? I'm like, whatever. Fuck. I'm like, I have a fucking bottle of water or some shit. Like,
fuck the haters.
Newbies. But
fuck
at the same time, bro. I watched the live with Yardy and Bully Zone the other night where they were making a song. And I don't know if anybody saw that, but that was sick. They were actually taking people's comments, live comments, as like parts of the verse, and then they're like, Yardy was writing down the fucking verse or like the bars and shit, and they're putting it together. They're gonna make it into a song.
Dope.
And they're gonna credit everyone for writing it and shit. But while they were doing that, fucking Bully Zone and fucking Nico were rolling dice and shit. Yeah, but no, so I was watching that and like, so, you know, they're all fucking drinking and shit and like whatever. And I'm like, man, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so I was thinking, I'm like, well, if I'm going on with Yardy tonight, I'm like, I'll have some drinks and shit.
You're pre-gaming.
But point is, I'm just justifying the fact that, like I said, in 3 months when everyone's like, COVID's over, that's why I'm a drunk.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
You probably won't be.
Yeah, for real. But it's funny too, though. I mean, on that whole note, it's just funny too that the whole like, it's what do you call it? Like the liquor store is essential.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
that's brutal.
You know what I mean? Like, I get that. Like, there's a lot of argument about how like people who are alcoholics can get sick and like have to go to the hospital and it takes up hospital beds. And I get that, but my point is wait, follow me with this. If something affects you that bad that like you need to go to the hospital when you don't have it, why the fuck are they selling it in the first place?
Oh, buddy, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what's funny?
Especially
the two things that you can. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, it's sound logic. Like, why is that legal to have when it clearly destroys like your health and your life? But then like they turn around and say, oh, you've got to all shut down your business and stay inside because COVID, and we got to save people. So it's like they allow something that clearly is damaging people, but then tell people not to do something because it's going to harm people. It's like, pick one.
Because the government are legal drug dealers. And my what I was going to say is the two things that you can die from the withdrawals of, the government allows the sales of. Alcohol and fucking opiates, like fucking oxys and fentanyl and all that shit. You can die. you can fucking die from the withdrawals of it. But who conveniently sells it?
The government.
Oh,
Yeah.
not fucking pointing any fingers, but you know, that's fucked up. That's fucked
Yeah.
up to me. But holy fuck, God forbid you smoke a fucking joint. I mean, now it's legal, but at the same time, like,
No, you're
you know
right,
what I'm
though.
saying? Fucking.
Yeah. For sure, man.
Don't get me fucking started by the whole.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit that don't make
fuck.
much sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that letter from that Roman Baber guy or Roman Baber? It wasn't
No.
from him. Sorry, he posted the letter, but the letter was from these doctors from all over Canada. It was like fronted by like the guy who like wrote the letter was a doctor from out west somewhere in BC, I think, but it was like on behalf of like 5 doctors in BC, like 2 doctors in Ontario, and like, you know, doctors all over Canada, basically pleading with the Ford government to be like, chill out on your fucking lockdown shit because
yeah.
like it's worse than like the lockdown shit is worse than what the like COVID's gonna do.
Yeah.
And like basically being like, holy fuck, come on now, everyone sees that, you know, like you're a fucking idiot. Not even, you know what, I will say though, I always fucking argue with people and say, hey, people like fuck Doug Ford or fuck Trudeau or whatever, right? It's not directly them.
It's not
there's
them.
there's a
They're following orders from the fucking World Health Organization and the UN and shit, and like, you know, like,
yeah. So I always
multinational.
defend them and say like, hey man, they're just the fucking face. They're the one that signed up to be the puppet of the game, you know. It's not like they sat at home and said, I'm gonna do this fucking thing. Like even not even just in this circumstance, even just like in general, fucking being a fucking prime minister or a governor or whatever the fuck like they all are. It's like, or premier, whatever, you know, it's like Trudeau is only doing what he's told in general, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you think he's sitting in his
so
office writing up all these? No, he's fucking. Yeah.
so like
Definitely being told.
when I say that, it's like the letter is directed at Ford, but it's like just in general, like the Ontario government to be like, come on now, like calm the fuck down, you know? Because like I said, man, my buddy's out west. He's like at bars and shit. I'm not saying I want to go to the fucking bar or anything, but he's like sitting at the bar drinking. He's like hanging out. He's like fucking. I mean, before, you know, in the fall, but he was like sitting in the fucking like patios and shit and hanging out and stuff. And I'm like, man, like, I'm like, I cannot do anything, you know? Like, I gotta wait outside for my fucking pizza at the fucking door and shit. And like, you know, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
The population difference, like, is pretty dramatic, though, I think.
Like we got more, you think?
Yeah, like Ontario is like 14.5 million people,
Yeah.
which is like almost half of Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Wow. Yeah, true. Yeah.
The entire population lives in Ontario, so like.
Yeah, because we're like 30 some million.
Yeah,
33, 34.
35 something.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, true. Holy fuck.
So yeah,
we're like 40-45%.
I don't know if this is true too, but I read this thing in Italy, I think there was like 50,000 restaurants that all agreed to just like open up and fuck all the rules, and then the government apparently was just like, well, we can't fucking arrest everybody, you know, like.
Yeah.
Guess we lost.
So, okay, wait. One thing I have to say is I read that same thing, and that kind of has something to do with something that I wanted to bring up like a little bit earlier, but I decided not to. And something that I've been wanting to bring up for a while is that, like, I think I brought it up in a Daily Joint, but like, do you remember back when like weed wasn't legal? People would like hang out on Parliament Hill on 420 and smoke a bunch of weed. I remember whenever I was like just young, like just fucking first ever smoked some weed, you know? And I had some older kids telling me like, yeah, man, it's like the fucking Phil the Hill thing, you know? It's people go there and protest weed being illegal. And the reason why they can do it, because I'm like, man, like, how the fuck do they do that right on Parliament Hill? And like, the reason why they can do it is because they can't arrest everyone for being there or for smoking weed. Like, if you have 10,000 people there, you can't arrest them all, right? And so I was like, man, now fast forward to today, and I'm like, dude, like, if you don't agree with what's going on and like want to fucking stand up and like protest, then like let's go do it. Let's get a strong number. I mean, we had
like, you need a strong number, right? Because if you do it by yourself, like, you're easy to steamroll. But if you do it with like
yeah,
10,000 people, then it's a lot easier to like.
So like, hey, I mean, now like our fucking, remember when there was threat of like a curfew?
Yeah.
That was because Quebec did a curfew, but when our like we were already in a lockdown, but when our like state of emergency thing came down, it was more than a curfew. It was stay at home. It wasn't a curfew. It wasn't just after 8 p.m. It was stay at home. So like, unless you're doing these things, one of those things was traveling outside of the province or outside of the country. So if I was driving to the airport to fly to fucking Louisiana, that's okay. But if you're driving over to your buddy's house to smoke some fucking weed, you're a piece of shit. But anyways, regardless of that fact, my point is that when there was threat of a curfew, I was thinking, fuck it. If we got a whole bunch of people out, I remember back, there was a rapper from, he's fucking Rich or something like that, or fucking Forgiato Blow is his name, and he looks like Richie Rich. That's why I say Richie Rich, but he looks like the cartoon Richie Rich. But he was having like Trump fucking rallies where like you get a bunch of hicks in big trucks. Man, he had like 4,500 fucking trucks with people with like fucking Trump flags and shit. So my point is, you get a fucking crew like that driving down the fucking road, and the cops fucking, what are you gonna do? If you pull me over and charge me, well, every one of these motherfuckers is with me doing what I'm fucking doing, so let's charge all of them then. Fuck you, you know?
It's
have fun with the paperwork.
Power in numbers, man. And like, the more people that just acquiesce and like go along with it, you're like basically saying, okay, you now as the government have this power, like, here you go, because we don't do anything about
here it is.
So like, they don't have it until they try to take it and we give it to them.
But like, my thing is that I bet you like you'd have an easier time getting a bunch of people to get out and protest fucking weed being legal than this, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you wouldn't even be able to get the numbers of people. I like, if I really fucking tried to rally this and put together numbers, I feel like I get fucking like 6 dudes, or 6 cars at the most, and like that's it.
It would take.
We all get pulled over and get fined.
No, there's like I got a buddy that's going to rallies in fucking like Hamilton and shit. And like, he's going around talking to people. He's got his camera and his microphone.
Yeah, but
and he's like, so there's like
the one in Toronto.
I've seen a couple. I saw one where some chick got arrested. She was like standing up on something and like talking to a whole crowd of people.
There was like 30 dudes or something. Like, it wasn't even like I just feel like people just aren't interested. Like, cool. Science, bro. Just listen to the astronauts.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, I think it's a silent majority, right? Not a lot of people are getting out on the streets.
I think a lot of people are afraid too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people are well aware that like lockdowns and like just the fear and like all the bullshit around COVID is like hyped, and they're like using it as a way to like, you know, do whatever the fuck they want for the next year or two. But everybody knows that, but like, you're right. Most people are too content with their whatever's going on in their life right now to actually take enough action to get out to make anything change, right? It's only when things actually start affecting like your life directly that people get that pissed off and motivated to actually do something about it. So like, most of us here in Canada are pretty comfortable. Like, you can say we got our weed, we got our fucking whatever. I can still go to the liquor
we
store.
got our whatever else.
Know? So it's like I'm good. You know, but like take a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and eventually you're gonna get to that point where people are pissed off enough to rally and, you know, get out there.
Yeah.
Push comes to shove, man.
When they close the liquor stores, that's probably when
we don't have as many.
That's why they stay open.
Many guns here in Canada. They've got a lot of guns in the US, so like.
I want a gun. No.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta protect myself.
There's a couple of guns, that's for sure.
Gotta protect myself.
But like, man, okay. I just think that it's like I said, you would get more people out to fucking rally against weed or weed being legal than this. Like, it's just, and even myself though, like even myself, I'm fucking full blown. Like, I sit at home, like sometimes I'm like enraged, like, man, we gotta do something about this. Like, what the fuck, you know? But even myself.
But I'm not willing to go out and fucking stand on the street, because I know that really in the long run, that's not going to do anything unless you have.
Well, no, yeah, but wait. But just what I'm saying is don't get me wrong. I'm not like ready to roll over, but at the same time, I've had this attitude over the like slowly over time. It's become more of my like, okay, that's just the way it's gonna be. Is just wait it out. Once it's over, then we'll just go back to normal. And that's exactly what they want. But even myself, someone who's like directly like against this shit, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm just gonna wait here until it's over. Tell me when it's over. And it's like, it works. We even got those guys too, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's we are pretty pacified as a society, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
for
sorry.
Sure.
Hey?
Sorry.
About what?
Sorry.
Oh.
That you're saying we're pretty pacified. We're sorry.
Yeah,
we're sorry about everything, man. We're the man. I just have to say this just to prove exactly what you're talking about. And like, people think that it's a stereotype that Canadians are like sorry. Literally, I've been in this scenario thousands of times. I will bump through a crowd to try and get to the front of the fucking stage, and I will bump past people and they will apologize to me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to bump them out of the way to better my fucking standpoint, or like where I'm gonna look or whatever, you know. Like, I'm trying to get closer or get a better vantage point, and I'm bumping people out of the way and they're apologizing to me. And I'm like, whoa, like, I mean, shit, like,
you're a pretty big guy. If you bumped me, I'd probably turn around and be like, oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I even find myself doing it too. People bump past me and like be like some dude and his girlfriend, like, oh, and like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, maybe even spill my drink on myself, and I'll turn and look and be like, oh, sorry. But they're trying to bump me out of the way to get ahead of me, and I'm like, oh, like I said, I've even done it myself. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I'm fucking here. Like, this is my island, you know? Like, fuck that.
Yeah. And that's the point we've got to all get pushed to.
But, yeah. We're definitely, how'd you say that?
Sorry.
Pacified?
We're pacified, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, like a pacifier.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're all sucking,
baby.
We're all sucking on our thumbs.
You know what's funny, man? I'm gonna say this right now, and this is probably like, I wouldn't say this about an hour ago, but you know, like kids suck on their thumb and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to do this.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like put my fucking like finger like this and put it in my mouth and put my finger in my nose, and that was my thing.
Tell your thing.
You learned something.
Yeah, I'm serious too. I'm not even joking.
So what about that comforted you enough to like make it a thing?
Like, I don't know, man. It was just
like, I remember that as a kid too. Like, you know, it's just one of those things that you do as a comfort thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's like if you had a pacifier, if your parents gave you a soother or whatever, kids like to suck on. They get used to sucking on things, so they suck on their thumb if they don't have it.
Yeah,
usually.
you're like, oh, what do I got? So all of a sudden you're just like,
yeah. Yeah.
Yo, my little brother, I don't know if he wants me to say this or not, but my little brother would like suck his thumb, but he would like play with his ear like this. And like the top part of his ear was like super fucking flimsy. So he could like fold it all like
Oh yeah.
his ear. And it would like
That's great. I think we lost your audio there, Styles.
Can you hear me now?
Not really.
Well, distant.
I think his headphones died.
That sucks out of nowhere, man. They're just like really low.
Want this to work?
Oh,
Can't hear him at all now.
Well, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours anyways, so.
I was gonna say, did you say something? No, can't hear him.
You're kind of
Bill.
there.
Yeah.
Yo, do you not use that like that dual microphone thing that I gave to you? Does that work?
Huh?
He's talking to Styles.
Come again? Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, there
you
you
go.
come back.
Talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can hear you. It's just like it seems like it's muffled or something. Your mic.
You guys know what's up. You know how this always happens?
Yeah.
Either I can hear you guys really good through my phone,
Yeah.
and you guys can hear me very good, or if I switch it to like not speakerphone, it's the opposite. I
Right.
can't hear you, but you guys can hear me good.
That's
Okay.
weird. Yeah, even still, it cuts out every couple seconds.
Yeah.
You try that.
You got something.
Just do
going on.
speaker on your phone. Don't use your headphones.
Yeah. These headphones
Hey,
bad
wait, one sec. I'm
the
out
whole
here.
time.
Oh no, wait,
Mine are probably gonna die shortly.
I can't leave.
No. Well, either way, I was thinking of maybe wrapping it up here shortly.
If you're gonna
Should
wrap
probably.
her up, then I think I can fucking figure it out for the last minute.
All right.
Okay, so this way I can hear you guys pretty good, but can you guys hear me all right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can.
Oh boy.
So we'll just do this for the last little bit.
Yeah.
My
I think
it even show.
is that me or who's talking?
It's both of us.
Once God,
Oh geez, the technical issues.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. At first, I'm like, wait, no, I'm having issues.
Yeah,
but
no, I
then
thought it
it
was
happened
someone I
with
did.
you.
Oh well. I hope that doesn't happen later when he's on with Yardy.
I don't know.
That sounded all right.
I guess you need to
It's
charge your
broken.
headphones.
All right, I think
So you
we're
guys
good.
probably
We're good.
hear me good, but I can not hear you.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, we're back. We're back at it. It's loud.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
You hear me all right?
we're good now.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're good now.
And now I can hear you good. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you good.
Boys! We're back!
Right on.
All coming through my phone. Sweet. Okay. Science and
Right.
technology, boys.
Yeah. Right on.
All right. I have one thing before we fucking head out, though. Fraser
Yeah.
Image. I don't have something to point out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how we got into the whole coronavirus topic.
Yeah. He brought up. He said it was about the decline in coronavirus talk since Biden became president.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I was.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well,
Shit.
fucking- everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's been a good fucking solid bunch of fucking hours here, I guess.
For sure,
We're
man.
like-
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
2 and a bit. Gang. Thanks for tuning in. Fucking thanks to Fraser Image for fucking calling up, saying what's up.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Shout out to our guest that didn't show up. We'll have to rebook you. We'll get
For sure.
but yeah, I'll take
It
a little bit
happens.
to miss buddy a couple days leading up to the podcast, but here we are, and
Are you guys back Friday?
oh yeah,
Always.
we're here Friday.
Let's tune in.
Midnight, I'll be live with Yardy.
Yeah, who's in on Friday?
One sec.
Yeah, that's really loud. I can hear the echo back again.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's all Styles' fault. It's all good though.
Be honest.
Stay honest.
Is that actually happening?
It's happy to boys. When Friday?
Really?
You guys remember Johnny Bravo?
No.
Yeah.
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 Me and Johnny Bravo were fucking boys.
Are you coming on?
Okay.
No. I'll send you a link afterward. But no, he and Johnny Bravo were friends, and Johnny Bravo used to be an Ottawa rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
Lots of good bars. He had some sick songs, though, man.
Can't wait.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Oh.
he did.
He had a song called Monsters. I'll send you that link. It's pretty sick. Video's pretty cool,
Let's
too.
do it.
Yeah, no. So we'll be back Friday, 8 p.m. Gang, baby. Again, thanks to
Yeah.
Fraser Image for fucking
Hey, you.
doing
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
bringing topics. Yeah,
Gotta have the topics.
right. I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Yeah, we're the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Go check out 4gaudiopodcast.com on the World Wide Web. Don't forget to fucking subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications.
Yeah, that's right.
You know everything. Gang. Peace out, everybody. Again, thanks for tuning in.
Subscribe.
Be out of here.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
You better
Peace.
subscribe. Please subscribe. Subscribe.
All right, we're
You're
out.
not subscribed.
We're out.
80% are not
shit.
subscribed. Let's subscribe.